Hello there, Internet friends. This is Danielle Pierce, creator of Real Estate Profit Lab and Property Preservation Mastery. I am late. Yes, I know this. However, I still want to get this video out tonight as part of our 21-day hashtag Day in the Life campaign. So basically, I have been going live. Today, we're on day 10. And each day I'm answering one question related to property preservation. We're talking about dealing with contractors, working with third-party companies to create additional revenue streams, working with third-party apps, industry pitfalls, launching your business, and of course, the success gap, which we'll cover closer to the end of this campaign. All right. So this campaign is going to take us right through Black Friday, where we're talking about the current state of the industry, sharing our highlighting our most successful students of the year, and also offering a tremendous Black Friday sale, which I'll talk about in just a moment. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share the video, do all that good stuff. I definitely appreciate you guys for doing that, especially those of you who do that on a consistent basis. All right. So let's get into highs and lows. For those of you who have not heard me speak about this before, highs and lows is essentially a way for you to share more about our personal backgrounds, just share a win for the day and share, a low. Doesn't have to be anything life shattering, right? Although sometimes it is, it could just be, something relatively small. So I'll go first. A low, I always start with the lows. I guess that's why I have all this, you can't see my shirt, but it says Scorpio vibes. And it says something like, I have on all black, don't talk to me. And what else does it say? My own attitude stresses me out. That's not true. Delete, erase, unfollow, whatever. That sounds like me. All right, so lows and highs, or highs and lows. Low, dealing with individuals that are forever on the defensive is very draining. So I've had a couple of situations over the past week or so dealing with different, friends, family members, where, the person was explaining a situation and, they're just always on the defensive. So everything you say is interpreted as an attack. Or my other low is dealing with folks who are perpetual victims in their lives. So no matter what scenario they encounter, it is almost always a situation where someone is doing something to them and they just are, minding their business, being good citizens, and the world is attacking them. So that's my low. A high for me is that I did have a recent situation. I won't go into too much detail, but it did let me know that I am definitely a different woman with different tolerance levels. And so I'm happy to see that, we talk about things like self-esteem and, confidence and how you feel about yourself. And a lot of us say one thing, but our actions and what we allow indicate something else. So I've had some recent situations which let me know that, oh, okay, Danielle, you're actually starting to walk the walk and talk the talk at the same time, at least in that regard. So I'm happy about that. All right. So general reminder, please mark your calendars for Wednesday, November the 24th, starting at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. That is going to be our Black Friday sale, which is basically Black Wednesday, whatever. And the course is going to be $1,497, which is $1,000 off the regular price. And we're offering an additional $3,000 in discounts. I'll break all of this down in excruciating detail on the day of the 24th, and probably a couple days before that as well. If you're on our email list, you'll get all those details ahead of everyone else. If you're not on our email list, subscribe at propertypreservationmastery.com. Again, propertypreservationmastery.com. Wednesday, November the 24th is also our monthly Q&A and industry overview. So those events are live now, and I do them on Zoom. So you'll be able to, have your mic on and your camera on, as I get to the question that you have, and you'll be able to ask that question live. So those last two sessions have been going really, really well. The first one lasted like 2 hours, and the second one lasted, I think, almost 2 hours as well. So they tend to go long, but they're super, super good. So I encourage you to, register and, get on our list so that you can get the Zoom link to join if you've not done so already. All right. Last time we talked about creating a revenue stream working with private homeowners. If you haven't watched that video, please go back and check it out. Today, we're talking about how to create a revenue stream working with rental property companies. So here's what I mean by that. So there's a handful of companies that buy thousands of single family homes throughout the country in certain markets. They rehab them and put them back on the market, obviously for rent. So working with rental property companies is another way to add an increased level of control to your business. So yesterday I talked about how working with the preservation companies is cool, but sometimes it gets a little bit nerve wracking. They get to be a little bit, very nitpicky. They want to send you back and forth to the property and just say things like, you got to do this at your own cost. And so that does get to be it's irritating and annoying. And so if you want to kind of gain another level of control, one way is by working with private homeowners. Another way is to work with these rental property companies, which I'll name in just a second. There are three companies that I'll list in just a moment. So to get started with this, you need the same insurance you need for property preservation. So for those of you who have Brunswick, you actually don't have to have Brunswick to work with these companies. So you can get a different company that usually tends to be cheaper than Brunswick. Brunswick tends to be one on the higher side of the spectrum. There's plenty of other options that are significantly lower. So you can actually switch insurance if you do have Brunswick, still keep your general liability and errors and omissions, and possibly workers' comp, depending upon the state in which you live in, but it's the same insurance for the most part. You need to be great at bidding and you need to be prompt. So I do want to stress that because a lot of folks freak out about bidding. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I've never done this before. How do I know if it's good? How do I know what to include? So you'll need to get good at it and you'll need to do it fast if you want to be able to compete with and work with these types of companies, because the way that they want to turn these properties is very, very quick. And they need, companies and with contractors that are qualified that are able to complete those unit turns in a relatively quick and efficient and accurate manner. So the bidding is going to be crucial. There's two options to learn bidding. One is repair based, one is exact PRM. So again, repair based is one option and exact PRM is the other one. And the only way to get good at bidding is to do bids. You can take all the, demos and test bids all you want. You can complete as many of those as you want, but at the end of the day, you get good at it by actually doing it. So what does that mean? You'll probably do some bids that are going to be a little bit shitty in the beginning. You may leave some things out. You may leave some money on the table. It happens. There's no way to fully account for that. So I do want you to be prepared for that up front. But hopefully, if you're smart, which many of you are, you will quickly realize that I've left this money on the table. Let me go back and see how I can not do this going forward. Bidding is nothing more than just really having really good attention to detail and like I said, practice, just like anything else. So you will fare a lot better. So that was point number 2. So first was, keep the same insurance you have for preservation. 2 is you got to be great at bidding and you got to be prompt. And 3 is so for preservation, you don't necessarily have to have a general contractor's license in HVAC, roofing, plumbing, electrical, etc. But if you want to work with these types of companies, you will do a lot better if you have an actual GC license, someone with an electrical license, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, etc. So it's really not optional at this point is what I'm saying. You'll have to have these things yourself or build a team where they have those certifications amongst them. All right, that was point number 3. Number 4, the work is more encompassing than property preservation. So preservation is really repair and maintenance. So landscaping, snow removal, trash outs, gutter cleaning, shrub trimming, etc. Inside of doing these unit turns with these rental property companies, you will actually be doing you could be doing some pretty significant renovation or rehab. So you might be redoing a kitchen, installing new floors. A lot of these houses, if you guys, once I list the companies, you can Google them, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. They kind of follow the same basic format. So the houses are generally in class B neighborhoods. So somewhat, basically middle class, working class neighborhoods. They're clean for the most part. They're usually, 1,400, 1,200, maybe 15, 1,600 square feet. They could be a little bit larger, but that's kind of the sweet spot. Generally 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms. All the bedrooms have carpet. The kitchen has like some, mid-grade tile on the floor. And then throughout the living, dining, and other like the common areas, you'll see, a mid-grade laminate floor as well. And the fixtures are also, again, mid-grade is, mid-grade to lower mid-grade, I would say. So they kind of follow the same formula. So once you see that, you'll be able to do your bids much faster. The process will feel a lot easier to you because you realize they're doing all these properties. They all look the damn same on the inside, right? paint is white, the cabinets are the same, the countertops are a nice laminate, maybe not laminate, is what I'm looking for. Definitely not granite or marble. It's kind of a hard plastic. The type is escaping me right now because I'm a little bit tired. Plus I got to pack still, and I got to leave out in the morning. But anywho, you get the idea. But you will be doing more extensive projects than you do for property preservation. You'll be doing, more so like the HGTV stuff that so many of you are so amazingly fond of. All right. And also the projects are probably longer term. And yeah, you'll have to be good at doing that. Last thing is you need to be good at hitting the deadline so you don't delay the rental process. So again, they're buying properties by the hundreds, by the thousands. The goal is to buy them, renovate them, get them back on the market to start collecting rent ASAP. So you have to get people on your team that are going to help you hit those deadlines without a whole bunch of excuses. You're not going to have the room or the leeway to be able to, just put out a bunch of excuses like you will for property preservation. All right. So with regard to the companies that you should, think about working with or applying to just to kind of see their process, one company is called Progress Residential. And somebody feel free to write this in the comments and in the chat box as well. Progress Residential is one. Tricon Homes is another one, and American Homes for Rent is the third one. So between all the major cities, you'll run into these names, at least one of these companies, over and over and over. So again, Progress Residential, Tricon Homes, which I think might even be Tricon American Homes. And then the last one is American Homes for Rent. Those are the three companies that I want you to explore as you navigate this particular option. All right. Let's see. Tomorrow we're talking about working with third-party apps. So there's Thumbtack, there's TaskRabbit, and there's one more that I'm going to mention in tomorrow's video. That one should be right at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Fingers crossed on that, because again, I'll be in Palm Springs. I may or may not have started drinking by then. So yeah, we'll see. I think I should be good though for 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. As always, I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. I do apologize for being late. The goal is to, again, keep these at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. However, the videos are going to remain up. So if you've not watched any of the prior videos, please go back and do so, especially in preparation for our monthly Q&A on November the 24th, because this series will answer a lot of the preliminary questions and, some of the questions that some of the older students have as well. And that way on November 24th, we can focus on like the really, really good stuff and not things like what kind of insurance do I need, or, how do I get started, or how much money do I need? All those questions have been addressed in this series already. All right. So you guys, we are making our way through day 10, 11 more days to go. So we're going to get this done. All right. As always, sending you guys love, light, peace, blessings, grace, and clarity. I'll talk to you soon.